When we're talking about boom and crash, we ain't talking about bombs and cars. Nah, nah, nah. ATG, super accurate.
What is up, ATG traders? This is Munya and welcome back to my trading channel. Today we're going to do a live trading session on volatility indices, and I'm going to show you guys what to expect this coming week on the following indices. So we're going to look at volatility 75, we're going to look at volatility 100, and we're going to look at volatility 25, and lastly we're going to look at volatility 10, right? So we're going to make this live trading session a little bit short so that you get back to your charts and start trading these indices. Okay, but before we start, as usual, comment down below what you think is going to happen to these indices, and the best comment wins next week's VIP promotion. So I'll add you for free to my VIP signals group where I send signals each and every day. Okay, all you have to do is comment down below, like this video, subscribe, and make sure you turn the notification bell on. Okay, so we're gonna start off with V75, and as usual, we really need to be a little bit extra careful when dealing with it, since it's very volatile and it has got a very high pip value. If you want to get more of these setups, kindly join our Telegram channel. The link is in the description box below, and you can also follow me on Instagram and get live updates on what's happening in trading. Okay, so I'm going to start off by highlighting some obvious points or some very important price points that we need to take care of. We're in a daily time frame because this is going to be a week analysis, so might as well look for the bigger picture. So highlighting some important price points, we can see that this purple line draws what used to be the top or the resistance line, showing that we are in a downtrend. But as you can see right here, that position has since been broken. We had a breakout, we had a retest to that position, and we had a continuous breakout then after, right? So this then shows that we are kind of having an upward, or we are now in an uptrend, right? We're kind of having an upward momentum, or we are now in an uptrend. So I'm going to highlight some price points that are going to be helpful, or some price zones. So these ones that we have, these are the lowest points that we find in our volatility 75 in the daily time frame, showing that we moved from this lower stage, started respecting this higher low, and then currently we're kind of setting up or respecting another higher low. So this type of analysis should give you the idea that we are now in an uptrend, or we are moving upwards, because price pushed up, retraced, failed to break the previous low, pushed back up, retraced, failed to break again the previous low, and then now we are pushing up again, and we'll see if we are going to where we are going to retrace. So there's some levels that we can predict, something at this level. I'm going to change colors for this because it means totally a different thing. Now a resistance level, so I'm going to put it maybe as blue. So this blue zone right here is a possible take profit level, different from these support levels that are in yellow. And I'll draw another possible one just above this, of a possible take profit zone from this level, and again at this level with a possible take profit level. So the summary for V75 is that we are pushing upwards and we're in an upward trajectory, and most likely most trades to win will be uptrends following these resistance zones that I've placed, which will be our take profit zones. So it means if we break this zone, the next target will be this zone, the next target will be this zone. But in between, we know that we will expect retracements, we expect these lows to be created up until the end of the cycle, right? But just to confirm that, we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame and see what our charts really present to us. So this is how the 4-hour time frame is looking like currently. As you can see, this is our low with the first push, a retracement, second push, retracement, then we are left with the third push, and then either we form an M formation, a peak, or what they call the high of the month, or the high of the year, or the high of the day, right? This is how our V75 is currently looking like. Okay, so with that said, let's move on to volatility 100 and see what we have. So volatility 100 has been in an upward trajectory for quite some time, and we were expecting this correction to occur, and it occurred the month of November, where we hit this high. And then now in the daily time frame, as you can see, volatility 100 has started to set lower highs, which are these points in blue, and this other point. Then we also have these minor ones right here. I'm just going to highlight them as they are a little bit clearer in lower time frames if you are a scalper or if you are a day trader. But as we can see, we're in a sell, right? But we are approaching this blue line right here, or we've already approached it, which was a turning point or a very important point in our price or in our decision of what was going to happen. You can see that we had a breakout, right? A retracement back to touch the line, and then the final breakout was this. So the first one was a fake out, sorry, a retracement back, the blue line, and then the final push was the breakout, right? So this summarizes or concludes that we are now in a downtrend, although these lower highs are also explaining that. But now we're obviously looking for a target price, right? This is a daily time frame, and we have an important price zone right here. Let me delete these previous analysis so that you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to delete all that. Try bring it back. Yeah, something like this. All right, so we're looking for a price target or take profit levels. And I'm saying we have this very important price zone that we see around this point. Oh, let me just adjust it. Something like this, right? So we're saying from this lower point, we wanted to head to this support zone at least. Let me return the retracement line and everything. So we had something like this. Then we said there was a fake out, retest, and then breakout. So I'm saying the drive for the breakout is most likely to hit any of these key important support zone, something like this. So we can also have another line extending to here, but this doesn't mean that we will not experience pullbacks. Why? Because the market breathes in and out. There is no continuous straight line. Market moves in patterns. We can also go to our 4-hour time frame where we can get some better entries and a clearer picture of what happened. So this was the fake out, this was the retest that I was talking about, and this was the breakout. So to be more specific or to be more pinpoint, you can say that we are starting to experience a pullback at very important price zones. Can you see what was happening each and every time we were at this zone? we were either having a breakout, a bounce, break-in, a bounce, and now we're also having a bounce here. So we're going to experience that bounce, but eventually continue in our downtrend. Okay, so that's V100. Let's look at V25. Let me delete this previous analysis that we're having. So as usual, we want to establish the trend, right? So we're going to go to the daily time frame. I will zoom in a little bit, and we want to establish the trend. So what you can see generally is we have this cap right here, right? Price has been failing to break this line. Okay, and then we also want to establish our floor, right? And I'm trying to get the most number of touches on my line, on my trend line, so that we have a little bit more accurate analysis. So I'll try and get the most number of touches, something like this. Also, someone can have maybe something like this, I don't know, but what we have there is fine, because all of them still point that we are in a downtrend. So we are pointing downwards, right? So all the channels pointing downwards, confirming that we're in a downtrend. So what is happening right now in the daily time frame is we're already starting to experience support, meaning our price is already starting to push up. Yes, we might experience a little bit of a downtrend right here, but eventually we are now starting to get upwards. Okay, we're now starting to approach the upper boundary right there. So let's move down to the 4-hour time frame, get a clearer picture of what's happening. So if you are trading smaller time frames, you can see that we have our peak right here, we have a lower low now, we have another low, a higher low, sorry, we have another low, which means we expect price to push down or form the W and then head upwards, showing that this cycle has been completed, and then we're now starting a new cycle. I hope you guys understood that. Those who did cycles, ETMM, I'm sure I should be able to understand this type of stuff. Okay, lastly, we're going to talk about B10, and it's been acting up in our 4-hour time frame, but we want to start with the daily time frame and get the trend. So from the daily time frame, I'll start off by pointing out that this was the initial trend, broke out of it, and then price started to push upwards then, and now we're now starting to create these lows. We are failing to break them, meaning that price might start to push up, but our first price target will obviously be this zone, and then the next zone will be this one as we continue going up, up, up. So this is all for this week on volatility indices. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys had watched the previous video on boom and crash, so that you also trade that with us during this week. Until next time.